Massive welcome to my session. So for those people in the room that don't know me, my name's Glenn. I work as internal comms and engagement partner for the fashion brand Missguided. Hands up if you've heard of us. Oh, wow. So quite a lot of people there. I've been in the role now for 18 months. And for 10 of those months, I've headed up a project to create our company values. So for those people that didn't put your hand up, Missguided is a fashion business. We're based in Manchester, and next month we actually celebrate our 10th birthday. So we are known for some of our out there campaigns. If you look to the screen now, you can see one of our campaigns, which is #KeepOnBeingYou. And that's all about celebrating individuality. You can see there Baddie Winkle, which is social media's favourite grandma, who's been stealing your boyfriend since 1926. You can also see some collaborations there with famous people such as Pamela Anderson and also Love Island. For those Love Island fans, you'll know that we were the fashion partners for Love Island. So what we're going to be talking about today is our brand. So our brand is very unique. We have a very young demographic. In fact, only 12% of people that work at Missguided were born before 1977. And I think I'm about the 32nd oldest person that works for the brand. That's actually a photo shoot we took for our careers site. That's our trade and translation team there doing what they do. Don't want to ruin the magic, but we don't play with money guns all day, I'm afraid. But we do have a selfie tunnel and we do have a kitchen called Beyonce. So that gives you a bit of an idea about how we work as a brand. So what we want to talk about today and what I want to share with you guys is how we created our company values. So our company values are really important to kind of work on because what we wanted to do was, as the business grew, as the business expanded, we wanted to harness and bottle that magic. So the Missguided magic that made us so popular with our customers, that made us so successful, we wanted to put that in a bottle and make sure we never ever lose that magic. So that's why we started the program to research into our company values. Now, it isn't as simple as painting something millennial pink, putting a hashtag in front of it, having a pizza and Prosecco party. That's not how you cater to millennials, okay? So what we did was we set out to really find out what people wanted, what people believed, and what was at the heart of our business. So to give you a bit of a teaser, here's some figures. So we started off by speaking to our people, our colleagues, and we held 50 listening groups amongst our colleagues. That generated a whopping 2,925 pieces of data, which we had to analyse. 97% of all our head office colleagues participated in the project in some part. And we had one really unique partner, and that was Bolton University Institute of Management, and they helped us kind of digest all the information and analyse the data too. So for those people that follow me on social media, follow me on LinkedIn, sometimes it does look like we do fluffy things with unicorns and we do millennial pink things. Actually, there's a lot of data that was analysed as part of this process, and we used that data to create our company values. With me so far? Okay, we started off in grand fashion with listening groups. Now, as a business that at this point was 9 years old, we'd never really spoken to our people. We'd never done listening groups before. And for many people, this was their first job in the real world. So what we wanted to do is introduce the concept of a listening group. So we didn't call them listening groups. People wouldn't buy into that. We called them holler. Holler at us sessions. That's kind of a key word with our business. So we invited people to spend time with other colleagues from around the business and answer some really key questions that we were going to use for the basis of our research. So what do you know? How do we make you feel? What makes us different? What do you think we want to achieve? And Missguided would be even better if we could change one thing. Okay, now we did it in true Missguided fashion. We're very true to our brand DNA. So the way that we market ourselves as a business, that's what our internal brand's like too. So yes, we did have Prosecco, yes, we did have inflatable bananas, and yes, we did have a Beyonce soundtrack. It linked perfectly into the activities we were getting our team members to do. So from doing these 50 listening groups, we ended up with 4 key themes. So we came up with these 4 words that we thought were really important, that came up time and time again. And those words were love, empowerment, positivity, and fun. So every listening group we did, to some extent, these words were mentioned time and time again. They also keep using the word good vibes. So working at Missguided, it's about good vibes. Yeah, there's a great vibe here. There's a wonderful vibe in the office. So I was like, right, okay, there's something with this word vibe. We also have plastered all across our office as well, really inspirational phrases. And one of them, when you walk into our wonderful office, says, good vibes only. So my mind's whirring away here. I'm thinking, we're a very young business. We've never done anything like this before. Why do they need to be called values? At the end of the day, the goal will be the same. So let's call them something completely different that a millennial workforce will buy into and have a really great understanding. So that's where the kind of concept came, that we weren't going to call them values. We were going to call them vibes. Now, it wasn't as simple as just sticking love, empowerment, positivity, and fun on the wall, because as we know, wallpaper doesn't make a culture. Stickers on the wall aren't values. You've really got to bring them to life. So we're a very small HR team, and we wanted every single person in the business to feel part of this process. So we developed what we called our Vibe Tribe. So for those people that follow social media, there's influencers, they get paid to promote products, hashtag ad, hashtag spawn, you get the idea. So what we did was had our own internal brand, our own internal selection of influencers, and we called those guys the Vibe Tribe. They were going out there, asking questions, doing exercises, getting feedback, really reaching their colleagues and their team to find out what these words mean to us, in their tone, in their voice. Now, what we did was each week we took one of those feelings, one of those vibes, shall we say, at that point, and we really went out to our teams to find out what that meant to them. So why did they say that? Why was it important to them? Why was it important to Missguided? How was that going to help us achieve our mission? Our mission is to empower young women to look and feel confident for every occasion. So how would that help that mission? So the first week we had Love Week. Everyone loves Love Heart Sweets. So what we did was we gave everyone a postcard. We call this our love note. So the people team dropped off love notes with Love Heart Sweets, and we wanted them to share what they're passionate about. We wanted them to share what they love doing outside of work. The idea was, this would help with our engagement strategy too, that if we find out what people love to do outside of work, we can try and bring that into work too to help them. Dee knows what the feedback was. So people liked pizza, gin, dogs, sex, and Gemma Collins. Okay? We'll come to that later. There might not be any sex, but you might see Gemma Collins later on in the presentation. So this gave us loads of really cool data. Now, what was really great as well is, from a millennial workforce, it was about social media, it was about selfies. We wanted to somehow get people to use selfies, an expression of telling us what they love and what they were passionate about. So we got people to pose with selfies, telling us what they're passionate about. We also branded the whole office. So when it was Love Week, everywhere you walked, you could see that it was Love Week. So it was almost like a campaign to get people excited. And we were very open, we were very honest, we were very transparent about telling people what you were saying. So when people said, oh, we really don't like this, we would share with what people were saying. In fact, we did something called a Loveometer. So the Loveometer was a bit like a fairground kind of thing that you bash, but it was a survey digital where you would raise the Loveometer with how much you loved certain elements of your job. Again, giving us lots of data. So that was Love Week. It was lovely to do Love Week. We then moved on to Positivity Week. So we were told time and time again that working at Missguided is all about positivity. Well, what did that mean? So we wanted people to explain what they were positive about, examples of positive behaviour, examples of negative behaviour too. Again, so we could use these behaviours to help establish exactly what our values or what our vibes would be. Again, it was all about capturing people's imagination too. So we had about 500 of these little yellow men. It was one of the best engagement activities we've done for 12 pence a head. And we dropped these on people's desks with a little card asking them to tell us what last made them smile at work. If we know what makes people smile at work, do you know what? It's not rocket science. We can make them smile at work more by doing that. So there's our little yellow men. Again, it was all about honesty. It was all about transparency. Again, we would go back to our colleagues the following week and say, hey, you've told us this about positivity. Great. We love your feedback. Keep giving it to us, because the more feedback we have, the more we're going to make this your values, your vibes. Okay, the next week. This was a 4-week period. We talked about empowerment, and we really focused on the belief of dreaming big. So our CEO started the business in his bedroom, basically, and young guy, lots of aspiration, a dreamer, shall we say. So we really went on the process of dreaming big, empowering yourself and others to really achieve your goals and potential. Again, I'm a big passionate fan of a little cheeky desk drop, especially if it costs a few pence. Rainbow drops, who's a fan? Yes. Okay, and what would you like to find at the end of the rainbow was the question. We got some really great answers. We got things for a cure for cancer, all the way to a unicorn that I can stroke and play with. So we had a wealth of data that, don't forget, Bolton University took this data away and helped us analyse to get really serious results. So when it looks like unicorn fluff, there is a lot of academic research that went behind the scenes too. And then fun. Okay, this is where it got a little bit sticky. So everyone says, oh, it's a really fun place to work. It's great, it's a fun place to work. So I was like, well, why is it fun? What made you last laugh at work? We sent a giant board around the office, which I've called the ha-ha board. It went from every department, it went to every function, and people wrote on a Sharpie what made them last laugh at work. We had some cheeky comments, shall we say, one of them being my last paycheck. So we were like, okay, people having a little bit of tongue-in-cheek fun with this. We can't, stop the dialogue. We wanted this open dialogue throughout the whole process. We also set a competition where we, again, cheeky desk drop, cost a few pence. Engagement doesn't need to cost thousands of pounds. So we desk drop these little packets of fun gums, linked to fun, get the link. And we wanted people to send us pictures of how they have fun in the workplace. We wanted people to send a photo in. This is where it all went a little bit, the feedback wasn't great. And I'll come to the reason why the feedback wasn't so great in a few minutes, but we didn't really have much uptake on demonstrating what fun means to people. In fact, David, hands up, David, our talent lead, he was the only one that actually liked the fun gums. They tasted like dog food. I imagine dog food to taste like. But we got lots of data about fun, and it really gave us an idea about using the word fun in our comms and in one of our values. So we had all this data, all this information, all these pieces of paper, all these post-it notes, all these cards. Now, we had a great relationship with the Institute of Management at Bolton University, a relationship we'd built previously. We also had a number of students come and do the dissertation on happiness in a millennial-based workforce. So we had lots of help academically crunch all this information. And we came up with some mock vibes. These are not what our vibes are, okay? When you go too far down the line, they become too marketing-based and too brand-based. They can become a bit wishy-washy. So originally it was going to be a lover, love what you do. Be a player, be a smiler, be a dreamer, don't be a dick. Which links in very well to how our company perceives itself in social media. But again, this was about a process, about listening to our colleagues. What do they think? What are they telling us? So again, we went back to our vibe tribe and we gave these mock kind of vibes. And they went away, again, speaking to their teams, asking what it looks like to live those kind of vibes, live those behaviours. Again, we got lots of information, we got lots of data. We really wanted people to tell us what the behaviour looks like. For if you are passionate about your role, so remember, if you love was a key word, what does that look like? How can you act like a lover in the workplace? We really wanted to know as well what it was like not to live those behaviours too. So again, honesty, openness and transparency. We wanted you to tell us if someone isn't loving their job, loving their role, what does that look like? What do those behaviours look like? Again, getting lots of information and lots of data. So throughout the whole process, our colleagues were at the heart of this project. So at this point, our exec team, our senior leadership team, other than the people director, hadn't necessarily been on this journey. They bought into the journey, they were aware of what we were doing, we had a little bit of guidance, but when I rock up to the board meeting with a big board saying, don't be a dick, it's not cool or kind, it was going to go one or two ways. They're not a vibe. Don't be a dick isn't a vibe, okay? But what we did have was, we might not have used that language to that extent, but we really, like we said, call out the behaviours that we don't expect people to live in the workplace. These are what we ended up launching. So, love lots, again, that love element. So, love lots, do everything with passion and pride. Believe always, empower ourselves and others to be their best. Dream big, use ideas and innovation to lead the way. Win together, collaborate and win as a team. So they're what we call our vibes. So when you look at a dictionary definition for vibe, it's all about an atmosphere, a mood or a feeling that's felt by others. So why would we not want everyone in the business to feel this way? When we sat down with the senior leadership team as well, they were very key in thinking, when we talk about the behaviours, let's not just list a whole list of what we're really great at already, because how are we going to grow as a business and how are we really going to expand if we just keep doing what we've always done? So when we have key behaviours for each of these, there are things called out that we're not very good at. So our team were very, very vocal about telling us what we're not very good at, and we use some of those things to list in our behaviours of what we should be good at. So that's kind of flip the reverse there. When we went to launch this, again, I was quite passionate. We just didn't do a whole, yay, let's make a flag and let's give everyone a mug and yeah, vibes are launched, that's it, we live them. It was an ongoing period and we launched one each week with energy, enthusiasm, and I'd like to think pizzazz, again, without spending tens and tens of thousands of pounds. We wanted, again, to connect people to them. We did it in a very tongue-in-cheek, fun way. We used animated GIFs to kind of give an idea about what it likes to live those behaviours. And this is the one we did for Win Together. Gemma Collins, Drake. Again, the things that people can relate to in our demographic. Then we called out things that we shouldn't be and how we shouldn't act in the workplace. So you'll notice you'll notice there wasn't a link to the word fun. So when we did our second part of the research, the Vibe Tribe, we were seeing as it wasn't like kind of cool to talk about fun, or fun should be a byproduct of what you actually do in the workplace. If we all go out saying, let's have fun, You know, it can be seen as forced, it can be seen as fake and not natural. I mean, even had some people come back to us saying, we're paid to actually do a job, we're not actually paid to come and have fun. So fun is a byproduct of everything that we do at Missguided, hopefully. And that's what our team have told us. So that's why there's no mention it in our behaviours or in our title. So the way that we launched it, like I said, we launched each one each week with a whole host of activities. And the idea was to keep people engaged and excited. But remember, we weren't starting from like a blank page. People had already been part of the process. People have come up with these themselves. People knew the journey we were going on, and people felt part of the journey. Remember, 97% of people in that office had some part in creating these vibes. So we started off with Love Lots. And we used a simple postcard mechanism for communicating the message. You would get a postcard, you'd flip it over, and there'd be key messages about how you would live that vibe. I'm a big fan of Blackpool Rock, so of course everyone got a stick of Blackpool Rock as well. Okay. We also got people to take part in activities too. So whether it was an external speaker that would come in, or whether it was an activity for them to get involved with that would really demonstrate living those behaviours. So for Love Lots, one of the behaviours is we say thank you and recognise each other's achievements. So we left everyone a recognition card on the desk one morning and asked them in their time to go say thank you to a colleague. Each week, we also launched what we called our Vibe storytelling portal. So we know the power of storytelling will bring this to life with people. So each week, we encouraged people to log on and share their Missguided vibe story. And the idea was they would demonstrate how they bring that vibe to life on a daily basis. We'd end up with a rich, rich bank of stories that we could use throughout the year, throughout the business. And we used that to create what we called our vibe guide. And that was basically a storybook that would tell people how people are doing, living the vibes, and how you can get involved too. And there you can see one that we used from our warehouse operations manager. We wanted to make our colleagues really own this process as well. We didn't want to go around and stick boards on walls saying, these are our vibes, how do you live them, stick a post-it note here. We wanted them to come up with the concept. So there you can see our studio team actually made a board, as I've just described there. But I didn't make that for them. The people team didn't make that. They actually made that themselves. So we encouraged people to go away and think of ways that they could recognise each other and how they could embed these vibes within their team. You can see Amanda Brown there. She is a human potential expert. She's an empowerment coach, and we asked her to come in and do seminars. One of our vibes, Believe Always, about self-empowerment and empowering others. So what a great way then to get industry experts to come in and share their message with the colleagues. We wanted every colleague to have all the vibe information at their fingertips. So there we've got our Reward Gateway Smart Hub that we utilise fully to launch this with our videos and our behaviours, etc. And then, I love a selfie. I love a GIF. We themed each of our lifts into vibes. So there's the people team. We have a very small people team jumping out of the lifts, which we thought was hilarious. Again, we didn't spend a lot of money on the collateral, but what we did had great impact throughout the whole of the office, which you can see here. So again, as a brand, we are very provocative. We are very tongue-in-cheek. There is a little bit of millennial pink that pops up. Deborah, you were in the office last week. You saw the office. So we really wanted to make people stand up and notice. What was really interesting as well is with the collateral installation, we launched each vibe each week, and after we'd launched the fourth one, the fifth week, the collateral went in. So rather than have a huge bells whistle launch, it was like a soft launch, Love Lots, then we each week did one, and then the collateral followed. So it's not about launching them and leaving them and hope that they grow within the business. It's about them becoming part of everyday life. And this is something that we're working on at the moment. They're part of our recruitment process. They're part of our reward and recognition process. And each time we do an engagement activity or there's a comms, how do we link that back to the vibes? So a prime example is Love Lots. So Love Lots, one of the behaviours is supporting communities and causes our colleagues care about. So whenever we do a charity piece, that links perfectly into our vibe, Love Lots. You can see that, I'm sure you guys do a Macmillan bake sale, but we called it our Love Lots bake sale. Again, embedding that language into colleagues' everyday life. And there, on World Kindness Day, we did a kindness collection for Manchester's homeless. Something you might have seen before is our happiness wheel. Again, this is where we, again, love lots to our colleagues. It's about recognising each other. We randomly select people from the business to come and spin the happiness wheel under a shower of confetti. They almost have a heart attack, the confetti can is so loud. But it's a nice way that we surprise colleagues. Blue Monday was not so long ago, so we wanted to turn this on its head. So rather than having Blue Monday, we wanted to have a Happy Monday. So every hour on the hour, we had happy hours. So again, happy hour, one random colleague was selected, and we would go along and surprise them with a confetti shower. I get a good discount on confetti cannons, you've mostly realised. So we would shower them with confetti, they'd get a beautiful cake, they'd get balloons, and they'd also get a donation to a charity of their choice. So not only were we sharing the love with our colleagues, the colleagues could share that love further afield with a charity donation. World Kindness Day. Did anyone get involved with World Kindness Day? It was kind of the thing, everyone was getting involved on LinkedIn. Well, it was naturally a way for us to talk about our vibe, Love Lots. Again, we did this in a number of ways. We launched what we call You're an Awesome Human Being portal. So again, it's about recognising each other for doing a great job. And people could log on to the You're an Awesome Human Being portal. They could nominate someone for being an awesome human being. And that person would get a digital nomination, encourage them to nominate someone else in the office. Throughout the whole of the office, there was these trails of these nominations going around. And what was really super great was people got a little badge. And who doesn't love a little badge on the lanyard? We also gave away on World Kindness Day, to help us with Love Lots, what we called our Good Vibes Only pack. We're a big believer in recognition postcards. So on World Kindness Day, everyone got given a pack of postcards with positive messages like, you've totally got this, let's do this, chin up, smile on, that linked the behaviours to each vibe. And the idea was they bank those, and when they feel there's a need to recognise someone or just make someone feel a little bit happier, they could use those postcards. Now, I'm not saying all these ideas would work in your organisation. You know, businesses are very different, but hopefully this will give you some idea about some of the things that's worked for us. Another way that we love lots and we recognise our colleagues and celebrate great moments in their lives is by bumps and baby boxes. So we give mums and dads to be a box called Oh Hey Little One, and in there is a whole host of things that they will need as a mum or a dad, or as a mum and dad, to help them with their little newbie that's coming into the world. Again, people love that. It's one of the things we're quite famous for. As is competitions. Like, I like when we run a competition in the business, again, we link it to one of our vibes. So it'll be a Believe Always or a Win Together competition. And there you'll see some people selecting prizes from our totally terrific treat tree. Okay, a little bit of tongue twister, where people could win all kinds of things. And then, going back to the postcards, this is something I launched very early on at Missguided, and I'm really happy to say we gave away, in 18 months, we've given away over 5,000 manual recognition cards. The idea is someone will go to our Wanna Say station, and they will pick up a postcard, some great designs. They will write a message of praise, thanks, or sorry, and hand that to another colleague. And we find that's a really great way of getting that message of love lots around the business. So 5,000. The most popular one is sorry. So it's a way for people to say sorry is writing a card. And we find that managers sometimes need that little tool to say thank you to their colleagues too. And then tomorrow I'll give you a sneak peek. We are also focused on Love Lots tomorrow as it's Valentine's Day. So Love Lots and Valentine's Day go hand in hand. So again, we've got a recognition card that colleagues are going to be awarding. And we've also got something called a heart cart. So we've got our little trolley that's quite famous. We're decorating it as the heart cart. We're giving out the cards, and we're also giving out lollies. Again, a nice thing to do. And it ended up costing around 30 pence per colleague. So you don't need to spend lots of money doing these things. And then I've got 1 minute, 27 seconds left to talk about Believe Always and Win Together. So I knew this was going to be very heavily focused on Love Lots. So Believe Always is about empowering yourselves and others to be the best that they can be. And we do this through continually learning. Now, it's not about continually learning with things that necessarily help your day job. We do that, but we also do skills that people might want to learn too. And there you can see our cupcake making masterclass. We no longer do an annual appraisal. We do inspiring performance conversations 4 times a year, and I can talk about that separately if anyone's interested. And then finally, dream big and win together. Win together is all about collaborating and winning as a team. We truly have epic results when we win together and work together as a team. And our Love Island collaboration is a prime example of that. And dreaming big, you know, we're a 10-year-old business that's done so well because we've dreamed big. And we're always going to encourage people to dream big, and we're always open to new ideas. In fact, our payroll manager had an idea with marketing, and now he's going off to Poland to look at different territories. That's how everyone can get involved. And I've got takeaways, 26 seconds to tell you what I think everyone can think of. So, start at the heart. So, when you're working on your values or looking at new ways to enhance them, start with your people. If you're expecting your people to live these, or why would you not involve them from the process right from the beginning? Collaborate, whether that's with Dee from Watford, or whether it's Deborah. You know, collaborate with people that can help you on your journey. Think outside the box. Could it be a university that helps you? Keep talking, be honest, be open, be transparent, and tell people why we're on this journey together. Think link, Link everything to your values that you possibly can. It helps keep them alive every day. And be true to your brand and be true to your DNA. This might not work for you, but this is very true to our brand. Thank you very much.